Back with another birding weather video. It's not so much weather, I want to talk about climate just because the weather forecast looks like garbage over the next few days. Climate Prediction Center produces a lot of really awesome maps. The one I like are the 3-month outlooks. The current 3-month outlook, only sort of half a month out, is the April, May, June. So I feel like this period is reflecting what we may be looking at in May. So this is a temperature probability, precipitation probability. Pulled these bad boys into Photoshop and sort of said, where are the low pressure systems going? They're usually tied to the jet stream. It's pretty obvious with cold air here and warm air here that the jet would be expected to be passing through this area. This sort of broader area of sort of uncertainty or slightly warmer than average tells me that they're probably predicting 2 general storm tracks, and they can kind of go either way, more of a split jet. We have this one where the low moves up through northern Ontario off into Quebec, and another where it sort of weakly moves across the country before phasing into sort of a more powerful system near the shore. That's the typical sort of nor'easter setup. Precipitation map shows it fairly well, that pattern. It's not a major prediction because I think we've been kind of stuck in this pattern for a number of years now as our sort of base state. You want to be on the southeast side of these lows. So you have a warm front moving north, the sort of cold front sweeping in from behind. Air flows into the center of the low, so you have northeast winds ahead of this front here. Then you get that south warm sweet spot through here. So in this sort of low track that moves north, the central part of the continent will probably be really ideal. And for this sort of offshore, onshore, nor'easter event, I think Florida and right up the coast is in an ideal place. It's just a general pattern, and obviously these weather systems are moving, so it's not like they'll always be in the same spot. But we saw it last year in May in particular, where it was kind of cold and rainy and a lot of north winds in the southern Great Lakes. I think it's possible we see something like that again. Climate is not weather, so you can have sort of one weather pattern that changes things. But if I were to make a May 2018 birding forecast, on a scale of happy face to sad face, I'd say we're probably sitting about here, where things are not quite as good. One weather system can change everything. Birding in May is always fantastic, so it's hard to get too sort of caught up on something like this. But I can say, especially last year, I saw a pattern set up that looked like this and thought, oh, extra rain, extra cold air in the Great Lakes, that'll probably ground a lot of migrants. We have probably higher potential for fallouts. That prediction was horribly, horribly wrong. I saw quite often the birds were really willing to just completely fly past the Great Lakes. So they were going up through the center of the continent, or they were moving up the east coast, and radar was pretty slow in this area. But inevitably, birding in May is always good, so this video isn't really saying anything all that exciting. And there's other factors like the tilt in the earth that means mid to late May is always good, sort of regardless of the weather. But I just wanted to throw that out there. It's not the greatest signal, but time will tell, and hopefully we'll get some warm weather soon to go birding.